been necessitated by the statement that has just been read here by our colleagues from the Kenya Kwanza side. We feel it is imperative for us to deal with the propaganda and the lies and the mischaracterization of yesterday's events by our friends from Kenya Kwanza. I will address only two things. Number one, was the maandamano of yesterday peaceful? We, as the conveners of that event yesterday, had planned to have a very peaceful maandamano. We encouraged our supporters to show up unarmed and to proceed peaceably to KICC. We indeed, as members of parliament, proceeded from these very premises to KICC peaceably and unarmed, but yet were still confronted with tear gas and rubber bullets. So we want to make it very clear that yesterday's maandamano was peaceful in its planning and execution until police interfered. We have seen images, and you people captured them, of police officers firing tear gas, using water cannons on people who are just marching peacefully. What we have decided to do as a coalition is to identify individual police officers who must then bear responsibility for their acts and omissions yesterday. The first one is the OCS for KICC, who was the one ordering his subordinates to tear gas us without any justification. The second one is the police officer who has now become infamous on social media, who was captured aiming live rounds at us on Wabera Street. We have identified him as an officer attached to the DCI in Kilimani. We will also be presenting complaints about those two officers to the IPOA. Lastly, on the question of whether our maandamano was protected by the law under the Constitution, we know that the Kenya Kwanza people want to mischaracterize us as people who operate outside the realm of the law. We know that under Article 37, all of us indeed have the right to assemble, picket, peaceably march, do whatever it is we want to do. We are challenging them that if they are having difficulty with Article 37, and they always chest stamp and say they have the majority of numbers in the National Assembly and in the Senate, let them bring an amendment to do away with Article 37 so that we can know that we are fully back in the KANU days. So as far as we are concerned, we are within the law, and if anyone thinks that anybody operated outside the law, they know what to do. Arrest people, charge them, and let's see what charges you bring against them. I thank you. Yes, I want to invite the deputy leader in the Senate. Then we'll have Junet, and then yes.
Thank you very much. I'll address myself to three issues. One is on the issue of media. You people, we want to take this opportunity to most sincerely thank you and congratulate you for staying the course. I'm a journalist myself. I know the challenges that media people go through as they cover events like this. You guys have done a fantastic job to this nation. You are the real protectors of devolution, the real protectors of democracy. You are the real defenders of the rights of the downtrodden. For that reason, I want to say thank you to the media. Let's be partners in ensuring that this country is a better country tomorrow than it is today. Secondly, those who addressed you before we came here spoke about the absence of other political parties and other communities from the demonstrations yesterday. You know, these are people who are just living in denial. They said that Sekuru was not represented in the demonstrations. For heaven's sake, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is a child of Sekuru. That's where he comes from. He was here. He was leading the demonstrations. I am the senator of Kitui County. Sekuru is in Kitui. I was there in the demonstrations. You look at the members that came from Ukambani region. There was Honorable Mbui, who is still here with us. He was in the demonstration. There was Honorable Mboni Mwalika from Kitui Rural. There was Honorable Dr. Irene Kasalu, the women rep of Kitui. There was Honorable Joyce Kamene, the women rep of Machakos. There was Honorable Susan Kiamba, the member of parliament from Makueni. There was Honorable Joshua Kimilu, the MP for Kaiti, and many members of parliament from the region and supporters. So it is a lie, an open lie, that Wiper did not participate or people from Lower Eastern did not participate. We are central to these demonstrations, and we will take the course. We are not going to be cowed. The last thing that I want to say, I want, on behalf of these colleagues of mine here and on behalf of our principals, to invite the International Criminal Court to take serious interest in what is happening in this country. You can't have a situation where people are exercising their right under the Constitution, Article 37, to demonstrate and to picket, and then police from nowhere decide to throw tear gas canisters, even bullets at people who are peacefully demonstrating. We want the ICC to take serious attention on what is happening in this country, and people must bear personal responsibility for the things that they do. I thank you.
Very good.
I want to invite Jeanette, the minority whip.
Kwanza kabisa, what we saw yesterday from the event of yesterday, we have come to discover and confirm that it is only the police that can make our demonstrations either violent or peaceful. The choice is with the police. It is the police that can decide whether the demonstrations will be violent or will be peaceful. It's not the people of Kenya. That we confirmed yesterday. So we want to, for now, we want to plead with the police. Please, let the demonstrations be peaceful, because they are going to go on. So please, let them be peaceful. Don't make them violent. Don't misuse the tear gas you have. Some of them yesterday ran out of tear gas. Don't misuse the water cannons. Now I'm told all the water cannons are in garage being repaired. Reserve those things for a better day. Don't misuse them. So it is the choice of the police to make either the demonstrations peaceful or violent. Secondly, hii maneno ni fupi sana. Hii maneno ni fupi. Vile leader minority amesema. Wewe ukitaka hii maandamano ikuishe, maneno ni fupi tu. Tangaza leo unga ni shilingi 70. Sawa hii. Tangaza ya kwamba IEBC will be recruited in a bipartisan manner. Tangaza ya kwamba sava itafunguliwa. Tangaza ya kwamba ile ngine umesema ni gani? Bei ya mafuta iko chini. Maneno fupi tu, kesho hakuna demonstration. Kufika kesho hakuna demonstration, mambo itaishia hapo. Si namna hiyo? Ya mwisho ile kitu nimegundua jana. Jamaa alisema ati mimi ni mtu ya Mau, kuachia mimi huyo mtu ataendanga akienda namna hiyo. Jamaa alienda kujificha huko Mombasa kwa hoteli. Anaangalia kwa TV ya Citizen na KTN na TV. Wanaendelea namna gani? Sijaona mtoto ya Mau jana ndani ya town. Hapana tisha watu. Hapana tisha watu, ndugu yangu bwana. Anasema ati bwana rais niwachie mimi. Mimi ndio kiongozi wa Mau. Anajificha nyuma ya polisi. Mau inafaa kuja mbele.
Correct.
Kuja hapa mbele na watu ya maandamano. So vitisho baridi kama hizo pia zinafanya watu wanaongezeka na nguvu. Inapatia watu nguvu. Vitisho baridi kama hizo wacha kabisa bana Rigathi Gachagua. Hiyo ndio yangu ya mwisho. So what we do, we are issuing notice to the police early enough. The other time Mr. Bungei said he was given notice shortly. Now we are going to give him a notice for 1 week for the next one of Monday. So now it should be peaceful. Maandamano should be peaceful. It is enshrined in our constitution. Nimesikia wenzangu wabunge hapo wakisema ati Raila is above the law. How can he be above the law and the constitution that himself fought for? The constitution that we are enjoying today in Kenya was brought by Raila Odinga.
Exactly.
Was not brought by Rigathi Gachagua and companies.
It was a deal.
The company did not bring any constitution in Kenya. This constitution was brought through the sweat and the toil of one person called Raila Amolo Odinga, who was jailed for 9 good years so that Kenyans can have we can have democracy. So you are accusing the same person that is above the law. Is above the how if he wanted to be above the law, why will he bring a new constitution? He should have just said let's remain with the way we were so that he can be above the law. Maneno kama hizo muache. Kwa sababu nyinyi ni wageni ndani ya tao. Mimi najua wale wanaongea hapa. Maneno kama asanteni sana. Now I want to invite Olekina.
I think there's just one thing that I wanted to say, that there was there was a lot of allegations that our supporters were going to destroy businesses in Nairobi. They were going to vandalize businesses in Nairobi. I think it's good to observe, and the media can attest to this, that there was no any protesters of AZIMIO who destroyed any businesses in Nairobi or anywhere else. I think this is something that is very important to note, because this is what the other side has been selling and to business community, that our protesters will destroy businesses. We want to thank our supporters and request them that when they come next week, they maintain the same cool of not destroying any businesses.
All right, what I wanted to say is that I've had... Okay, very tall. Okay, thank you very much. The first thing I want to do is to thank Kenyans who yesterday demonstrated that they are tired with this impunity. The person who is purporting not to respect the law is the one who is now acting as if he is above the law. William Ruto and this commander of Nairobi called Bugei. You should have heard him yesterday. He was so bitter, commanding the police, telling them, pea dawa, wakule dawa, because he did not care. I've heard my colleagues say that we did not present any petition. You know, don't think we are stupid and think Kenyans are stupid. If you barricade and you block every access to any public office, how else are we going to be able to present the petition? The truth of the matter is this: Kenyans are tired. Kenyans demonstrated yesterday, and yesterday it was not only AZIMIO demonstrating. It was every Kenyan who is now tired, who is hungry, and who knows that what is happening with this William Ruto administration is illegal. Today you saw in the papers, and this is actually very, very wrong, that they have now allocated around 8 or 2 million shillings to buy vehicles. Sure. This is the only thing they care about. They just care about vehicles. They care about $1 million houses. That is what they care about. They don't care about Kenyans. I've heard my colleagues saying, yesterday we destroyed mamambogas. You are the ones who are killing the mamambogas. The mamambogas are no longer there. You know, Raila Odinga has stood as a chief hustler for many years. He's the one who has always been there to protect them. And that is why Kenyans yesterday were marching in solidarity. And in fact, I am now more energized than before, seeing Raila Amolo Odinga in the front line. His car is the one which is in the front, walking in front, telling Kenyans, we are now tired of this illegality being perpetrated by the William Ruto administration, and we want to warn anyone who will continue threatening us. There are so many threats. They say they will kill us, they will do so many things. Even members of parliament here from Kenya Kwanza are saying we are going to try now and assassinate some of you. Let me tell you, we are fighting for posterity. We want this country to be a country that people will continue respecting the rule of law. And my colleagues have summarized. All we are asking for are 3 things. Number 1, open the server. Number 2, lower the cost of living. Number 3, make sure that you suspend these IEBC. Those are very, basic demands. Meet those demands and then we move on. Otherwise, I thank you.
Thank you. Just a moment. Oh, come stand here.
Mimi kwanza nataka niseme na nitoe pongezi sana kwa wale vinara wetu wote wa AZIMIO kuweza kutuongoza katika maandamano ya kutetea hali ya maisha ya Mkenya. Na niulize swali, sisi sote tuliangalia katika runinga. Je, kule South Africa tuliona polisi wakipigia watu tear gas? Tuliona polisi wakichapa wa Kenya? Waliachiwa maandamano yao kwa sababu ni right yao, wakafanya maandamano kwa haki. Lakini hapa Kenya ni kana kwamba ile katiba tulipitisha ama zile sheria, sasa mnakuja na sheria zenu ambazo sijui mnazipanga ama mnazichora na nani. Mimi nataka kusema, najua sasa you will intimidate us, you will threaten us, you will instill some fear in us, lakini sisi we are going to remain firm for this cause, for Kenyans. Tutasimama imara. Na mwisho nataka niseme, wamesema ya kwamba sehemu nyingine kufanya maandamano. Vinara walikuwa wamesema the mother rally ni Nairobi, to concentrate Nairobi. Na leo vinara wakisema tufanye kwa counties, tufanye kwa constituency, tufanye kwa wards, you will see those rallies in the counties, in the constituencies and in the wards tutafanya. Lakini hii tulikuwa tumesema ni Nairobi na tukaconcentrate ni Nairobi. Na kama nyinyi mko na haki na mko na ukweli, mbona mapepe ya kututishatisha na kupiga manini na nini? Kama nyinyi mko chonjo, kama munaona akijavaluka, munatuachia uwanja na tunafanya demonstration yetu. Lakini hii panic hii na mapepe mingi mko nayo, wengine wametoroka wameenda sijui wapi, wengine wanasema sijui nini. Na nyinyi mulisema kuwa baba si lolote, Kalonzo si lolote, Matakarua si lolote. The hustlers you are talking about, muliwaambia mtawapatia kazi mama mboga, mtapatia hustler mama mboga. Katika zile kasi mama mboga ni nani? Hustler ni nani? Katika zile CS mama mboga ni nani? Hustler ni nani? Jamaa, hustler tumeingia cha kike. Hustler tulipangwa na tukapangwa kupangwa, lakini sasa hii ni wakati ya kujipangua.
The constitution has also been changed whenever it has to change. What I was surprised yesterday for an honorable member like me and my Senator Mazayo, the manner in which you were handled, honestly, it is like we are going back to the old ages. Polisi tunataka kuwaelezea, kama kuna watetezi wakubwa wa polisi ni sisi wabunge hapa. Tukililia maslahi yao, wawe na nyumba mzuri, wawe na mishahara mizuri, wawe na medical cover. Haya ndio ambayo tunalilia kwa wale ni ndugu zetu. Lakini ile hali yenye mimi nilifanyiwa jana na polisi, ninashangaa kama mtu wa kawaida akipatikana huko ni mambo gani yanaendelea. Hii katiba imegeuka. Na hii katiba ikigeuka haichagui mtu ni wa Kenya Kwanza wala mtu ni wa Azimio. Ruto na serikali yako, tafadhali, hii katiba kama wewe hukushughulika kuileta mahali ipo, nataka uheshimu wale ambao kwamba walikubali kwamba katiba igeuke. Asanteni.